Tonight we're highlighting local efforts to help first responders' mental health amid a busy fire season so far this year.
And scattered rain and thunderstorms continue tonight. Plus, it's time to get ready for a big heat wave. I'll tell you just how hot it's going to get in your First Alert weather forecast.
And what is going on with all the gravel piles in Yakima County? We're getting some answers for you tonight at 5.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 5 on your side.
We begin with breaking news of a large crash outside of County Mercantile. This in Franklin County. You can see there is so much devastation there. Our photographer on scene tells us that just one lane of traffic is getting through. If you need to drive through this area, please be very cautious and give first responders plenty of room to work as they are cleaning up that crash. We'll continue to update you as we learn more about what's going on there. For now, good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Alyssa Warner. Family members of the 4 University of Idaho students who were violently killed in an off-campus home last fall will be able to get their personal effects in the near future if they want to. Crews began clearing out the house today. The University of Idaho says the building will eventually be torn down. Now, just a few miles away from that, the accused killer returned to court. His lawyers are asking prosecutors to hand over more detailed information about how investigators identified Bryan Kohberger as a suspect in the case. ABC's Melissa Adon is tracking the latest.
Idaho prosecutors are seeking the death penalty against suspect Bryan Kohberger for the murders of 4 University of Idaho college students: Kaylee Gonzalez, Madison Mogan, Zaina Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin. Police say they were stabbed to death at an off-campus home in Moscow, Idaho last fall.
They're saying that his acts were especially heinous, that while committing one murder, he was preparing for another. If they're able to prove just one of these factors, Bryan Kohberger could be put to death.
28-year-old Kohberger was a criminology PhD student at nearby Washington State University. His defense team filing new paperwork arguing there's no connection between Mr. Kohberger and the victims, claiming there were 3 additional unidentified male DNA profiles found at the crime scene. But prosecutors allege Kohberger committed the murders and claim DNA taken from his cheek swab tied him to a knife sheath allegedly left behind. The family of Kaylee Gonzalez say they are grateful prosecutors are pursuing the death penalty, adding there is no one more deserving than the defendant. Kohberger's trial has been set for October 2nd, though that could be delayed. At his arraignment in late May, Kohberger declined to offer a plea, so the judge entered a not guilty plea on his behalf. He's currently being held without bail at the county jail. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Los Angeles.
ABC News reports Kohberger had also been arrested in 2014, then accused of stealing his sister's phone. Court records show he was charged with misdemeanor theft, and officials say he did not serve jail time. Tonight we're tracking developing news of a shooting involving law enforcement officers in Adams County. Othello Police and Adams County Sheriff's deputies went to arrest 29-year-old Ramon Morfin at work on Sunday afternoon as part of a harassment investigation. Investigators say Morfin also had an outstanding warrant from the Department of Corrections. Investigators say when officers went to arrest him, Morfin started shooting. The officers fired back, killing Morfin. Investigators say that officers did have body cameras. They will be reviewing that video along with any surveillance they can find. Now let's talk about your forecast. We're seeing once again some stormy weather out there. It is very warm. Stacey Lee is here with a look ahead.
Yes, very warm this afternoon, and yes, tracking lots of thunder and lightning out just outside of Yakima, east slopes of the Cascades, but even closer to home, we're looking at Dayton and Walla Walla, probably seeing a pretty good light show right about now. Some active weather and some thunder and lightning. We're even seeing some of these strikes hitting the ground, 4 to 5 of those, and then a lot of them just in air, thunder and lightning. And again, we are seeing some positive strikes, 5 or 6 hitting the ground, which of course elevates fire danger. So again, when the thunder roars, head indoors, and that will continue through this evening. Winds through the area, not too bad. They've kind of decreased in the Tri-Cities this evening. We're starting to see those winds pick up in the Kittitas Valley, Ellensburg, about 24-mile-an-hour winds right now. Walla Walla 5, 6 in the Tri-Cities. Temperatures, like we said, on the warm side. In fact, we're going to continue to see a warm up beginning tomorrow right into the weekend. We're going to call it a heat wave. In fact, here's what's on the way. The cloudy, breezy conditions tonight. Showers and thunderstorms continuing, tapering off later. Unsettled through midday tomorrow. tomorrow. Then things will start to change over and that heat wave is on the way. I'll tell you just how warm it's going to get in your first alert weather forecast. Alyssa?
Thanks, Stacey. The United States Supreme Court is counting down to its summer break, and this is the time that we typically see some of the justices' biggest rulings. This morning, the court ruled that state legislatures cannot simply draw congressional districts however they choose. This case started in North Carolina, where the state legislature and state Supreme Court butted heads over election maps. Lawmakers said they should be allowed to make the rules about how voters elect their representatives in Congress. But the Supreme Court said state courts can still weigh in on the legislature's decisions. As of today, a new federal law offers more protection to pregnant women and new moms. Now, it's already illegal to fire or demote someone for getting pregnant, but the new law closes some loopholes, requiring businesses with more than 15 employees to make reasonable accommodations for pregnancy. That could include things like offering closer parking, flexible hours, longer break times, and giving women an exemption from labor-driven work.
If you've got a disability, which sometimes pregnancy is, then you get reasonable accommodations. But what we didn't have was a law that said pregnant workers who don't have a disability pregnancy, they have a run-of-the-mill pregnancy, they also need accommodations. That's what this new law fixes.
So if you ask for a temporary accommodation because of pregnancy or childbirth and your employer won't work with you, you can then file a complaint with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. Here in Washington, most people will notice a new tax coming out of your first July paycheck. The WA Cares Fund is going to start collecting money on July 1st. You've seen something like this before. Washington's Paid Family and Medical Leave Insurance Program started collecting a piece of your paycheck in 2019. As of this year, for every $10 you make, the state gets 8 cents. Some of that comes out of your paycheck, some of it is paid by your employer. The money goes to make sure that workers can take time off to deal with family or medical issues and still get paid by the state. The WA Cares Act is somewhat different. It's designed to pay for long-term care, like hiring someone, including a family member, to come help you for a couple of hours per day, or to pay for changes to your home, like a wheelchair ramp, if you need it in the future. Starting July 1st, the state will get about 6 cents from every $10 you make. People should be able to start applying for benefits in 2026. Now, there are a couple of loopholes here. If you live outside the state of Washington or if you're married to an active duty member of the military, you can ask for an exemption to the WA Cares tax. The Yakima Fire Department says wildfire season is heating up and the call volume is already taking a toll on firefighters. They have a peer-to-peer support program through the union and access to other mental health resources throughout the city. But it's not unusual for firefighters to respond to 30 calls in a day. And instead of 2 days on, 4 days off, some firefighters are working 4 days on, 1 day off, then 4 days on again.
There's very little sleep. So going from CPR calls where you might be telling a loved one that they've passed to dealing with structure fires where you're telling folks that their property is gone and damaged forever to these wildland fires that do the same thing.
So fire officials say you can help by not calling 911 unless you are absolutely sure it is an emergency. And you can also help them out by not setting off fireworks this 4th of July weekend. There are lots of displays out there to attend instead. Coming up at 6, we're going to hear from the Selah Fire Department about how their firefighters cope with wildfire season. And if you've seen the big pile of gravel taking up much of the parking lot at Gilbert Park in Yakima, you've wondered what it is? Well, we got to the bottom of it for you. It's a stockpile for crews working on the city's annual chip sealing program. That helps seal cracks in the road and protects the pavement from deteriorating any further. The city is asking people not to park in areas of the road marked no parking during chip sealing. Keep your irrigation water off the road and, above all, leave the gravel piles alone.
They're not meant to be climbed on, and they should just be avoided if possible. It's not something to go up and play on.
So crews are starting from 40th to 48th and Titan Drive to Nob Hill Boulevard. Then it's on to Summit View, 32nd to 40th, eventually 1st Street to the railroad tracks and D Street north to the freeway. We have a consumer alert for you tonight. Sriracha still in short supply, and the company that makes it told the LA Times that might not change anytime soon. They're struggling to find the chilies they need to make the hot sauce. because of severe drought down in Mexico. The company that makes sriracha first announced supply problems last year. And first it was Netflix, now Costco is cracking down on shared accounts. So you can still have a joint membership, but Costco is going to start checking your actual ID card, even at self-checkout, to make sure that the name on the card is the same as the name you're paying with. Costco says membership fees play a big role in their prices, and sharing cards with friends just isn't fair. But experts point out Costco also uses membership data to determine what to stock in the warehouses. And when you have too many people using the same membership, that skews those numbers. Tonight, Ford says layoffs are coming. They are blaming the switch to electric vehicles. Now, it's not clear what the overall change to their workforce is going to be, because Ford has also announced plans to hire more people in different areas. They're not talking specific numbers yet, but the company said most of the layoffs will be engineers. Ford said earlier this year it's losing billions of dollars on electric vehicles, but they are expecting that will turn around soon. And one big factor in whether electric vehicles become more common in the U.S. or not is the batteries. People buying electric vehicles won't get the full tax rebate unless batteries are made in the United States with materials that come from a very short list of countries. So right now, workers are building a lithium mine in Nevada near the Oregon state line. But today, a federal appeals court heard arguments to block that development. Native American tribes and environmentalists say the mine shouldn't have been approved in the first place. But the company building the mine says there's no other site that could provide enough lithium to meet the United States clean energy demands. And making headlines across America tonight, not the greatest sign for summer travel, I'm so sorry to tell you. Airlines have canceled more than 5,200 flights since Saturday. And while severe weather did play a role in all of this, the CEO of United Airlines says a lack of staff and a lack of experience at the FAA is partially to blame as well. Now, United has blamed the FAA for travel delays in the past. The FAA, though, responded by saying that airlines themselves are typically to blame for delays. Now, we've been talking about severe weather nationwide. Here in our area, a bit stormy, not quite severe weather though. Taking a look outside, we are tracking some potential lightning, stormy weather around the region tonight. That's coming up in your first alert forecast. And still ahead on Apple Valley News Now at 5, we're taking you to the Great American Flag Swap just 1 week from Independence Day.
Hi, I'm Eddie Morphine from Morphine Law Firm. If you've been wronged and you need to make it right, give us a call. We're not afraid to fight. If you need an attorney with your best interests in mind, give us a call at Morphine Law Firm.
It's time. Time to let your soul breathe a little, to feel the sun on your face, and to feel alive again. It's time to dust off the clubs, to treat yourself, and test out your lungs. It's time to get away to the place that's not so far away, Lakeside Coeur d'Alene. Find countless ways to play and stay in CDA at visitcda.org.
It's a summer full of celebrations at Legends Casino Hotel, where the beats better have my money, up to $5,500. We're giving away over $21,000 every Thursday in June and a Beats Dream Vacation. Break out your Legends rewards card when playing your favorite slot machine to earn entries, and you could be on your way to a tropical vacay. Plunge into the summer celebration at Legends Casino Hotel, within winning distance.
Dear Detour, you took us off-road on the gnarliest trails. You asked us to measure up. So yeah, we did. When life slings you mud, sling it right back. Stay strong. Toyota Trucks.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan with roadside assistance. Visit your local Toyota dealer to learn more. Reserve yours at toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
It's great to see ya. Come on down. Welcome to Sea Galley. Dinner tonight or the Shipwreck Lounge. May I suggest our surf and turf special, prime rib and crab.
Yakima Federal Savings and Loan was founded in 1905 and has kept your money safe and sound for nearly 120 years. In fact, with our conservative business practices, no depositor of Yakima Federal has ever lost a single penny, not one. Your deposits at YakFed help people buy homes and build strong communities. With 10 local branch locations to serve you, you can trust Yakima Federal to keep your money safe and secure.
I'm Leanne Antonio, President of Yakima Federal. Thank you for your business and your trust.
Portion of KFKV sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Welcome back. Rick's Custom Deck and Fencing held its second Great American Flag Swap today, and we're going to call this one a huge success. Within just an hour, all 150 flags were swapped out. People in and around the Tri-Cities had the opportunity to hand in their tattered old flags to retire and get new ones in exchange. For those who came to the free event, it's a chance to make a difference in the community.
I think it's wonderful that they are doing this flag swap because we have a flag that I've mended and
quite a few years.
Yeah, and now we have a brand new one.
It means a lot. I mean, it means a lot to the people who come here and exchange their flags, and so it's great to see the people coming out and being happy and getting a new flag.
So if you didn't get a chance to swap out your flag today, don't worry, there will be more upcoming flag swap events this fall to attend. We'll be sure to let you know the details as they get a little bit closer. Well, the fastest growing sport in the United States appears to be causing millions of dollars in healthcare bills. UBS analysts say pickleball accounts for about 5 to 10% of unexpected medical costs. That adds up to about $377 million every year. Common injuries, we're told, include sprains, strains, and occasionally fractures. Now, one factor here is that this is a sport that's tend to be played by seniors, but a 2021 study shows they account for most of the pickleball-related ER visits. UBS estimates the number of people who play pickleball could reach 22 million this year. You always want to warm up and cool down to help avoid that. Now, the CDC says an estimated 37 million Americans are dealing with diabetes. That becomes more complicated as the temperatures go up. One doctor with the Mayo Clinic says diabetes changes the way the heat feels to you, and it's critical to check blood sugar frequently when it's hot outside. If you're dehydrated, you might notice more instances of high blood sugar, but at the same time, doctors say the heat could cause low blood sugar too.
If people have well-controlled sugars and they're active during the day, they may find that their sugars drop. Heat actually makes your metabolism speed up and you use a little bit more insulin, and then therefore that sugars may drop.
It's also critical to make sure that your insulin and diabetic supplies like monitors and sensors stay out of the heat. Even moderately warm temperatures can damage insulin, and heat can impact sensors, making everything less effective and less accurate.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And let's start by taking a peek outside at our Dust Devil sky cam tonight. Again, you see a few clouds in the sky, traffic moving along on I-182. Our sunset tonight at 8:52. Pretty warm out there. The humidity levels have been up and down. They're kind of dropping as we go into the evening here. 91 right now in the Tri-Cities, 85 in Walla Walla, 89 in Yakima, 84 in Ellensburg. So warm day. Pretty much like we were yesterday, but we're going to see those temperatures begin to rise as we head into the weekend. Here's our planner for the Tri-Cities tonight. Again, pretty comfortable. It's going to be a very warm evening. Look at that. We're still at 84 degrees at 8 o'clock. 8 p.m. in Yakima, 80 degrees there. Might not be a bad day for the pool and in Walla Walla. As long as you don't see any thunder and lightning, get on the deck and have a nice barbecue tonight, down to 76 by 8 p.m. Again, satellite and radar, we've been keeping an eye on these active thunderstorms here on the east slope of the Cascade Mountains this evening. Again, lots of lightning, some cells moving through with some gusty winds, some hail possible. We're even seeing some sky to ground lightning hitting just outside of Dayton and Walla Walla and the foothills of the Blues right here this evening. So again, very active weather pattern. Might be getting a little bit of a light show there this evening. And again, that should start to move out of the area a little bit later. In Dayton, again, I have my lightning counter up so we could kind of see how many strikes, and positive strikes at that point 5. So 5 hitting the ground, and then lots of active lightning in the airwaves. Now, most of the pattern has been sitting over the top of Idaho today. It's been extremely stormy there. Lots of lightning. That ridge of low pressure is still sitting on top of us. That's bringing that wraparound moisture, and that will stay there through about midday tomorrow, and then eventually start to move out. This upper level system give you an idea of what the rain potential is for tomorrow. Again, scattered wraparound moisture mainly to the north of Tri-Cities and to the south in the northeast corner of Oregon. But by midday tomorrow, that should be out of the area. Let's take a look at our Futurecast models and see what they're saying. Again, we see the active weather this evening. That should taper off and move out by the evening. Another little band potentially in the morning there in the Pendleton region. Then we'll just see partly cloudy skies by the afternoon, evening. That will start to move out. Then we're going to clear up as that ridge of high pressure begins to build and move into the area. And that's going to bring clearer conditions and warm weather on the way. Here's our storm chances tomorrow. Again, the light color, very slight chance of them, but again, just all around the Tri-Cities, mainly in the foothills of the Blues and in the Cascade Mountains. So we're also tracking those breezy and gusty winds this afternoon. They'll be ramping up a little bit more through the Yakima-Kittitas Valley. Light winds here tonight in the Columbia Basin. Tomorrow, look for some breezy winds to start your morning in the Columbia Basin and in Yakima and along the foothills of the Blues. We'll see those winds starting to die down a little bit later in the afternoon on Wednesday night. But look for some breezy winds moving into the weekend. Now, temps tonight, not bad. Most of us staying in the 60s. We'll drop down to 59 in Pendleton, 62 Walla Walla, 66 Tri-Cities, 63 in Yakima. For tomorrow, let's take a look at those temperatures again on the warm side, up in the 90s. Look at that, hitting 93 in the Tri-Cities. Foothills of the Blues, we're going to see some 90-degree temps there in Walla Walla. Here's what's coming up the next couple of days. Those temperatures above average. And look at Friday, close to the triple digits. Same thing in Yakima in the 90s there and for Walla Walla as well. I'll get to your full 7-day planning forecast coming up. Alyssa?
Thanks, Stacey. And up next on Apple Valley News Now, a project for pride is growing a lot at WSU Tri-Cities thanks to community support. We'll take you to the gender fluid closet next.
This is Broadway's Rock of Ages Band. July 21st at Legends Casino Hotel.
I remember when you get a whole meal for $5.
Yeah, it was last Tuesday.
Oh.
And every Tuesday at A&W, where single Papa Burger combos complete with fries and a root beer cost just $5. The good old days are here again. A complete meal for just $5. Tuesdays only at A&W.
When you or your loved one has been seriously injured, you want the best law firm on your side. Abeta Nelson Injury Law is the most highly awarded and experienced personal injury firm in Central Washington. Our office has secured the most million-dollar car crash recoveries in Central Washington. You can trust us to have your back. The time for bringing your claim is limited, so don't wait. Call us today for a no-obligation consultation. Abeta Nelson, we take your injury personally.
Apple Valley News Now is your television home for NFL Monday Night Football, college football, GMA, and all the great ABC shows. Plus, Apple Valley News Now leads the way with the best local news and first alert weather. Apple Valley News Now, on your side.
Sundown M Ranch promotes patient-centered integrated care that focuses on the mind, body, and spirit. At Sundown M Ranch, the patient is the reason we are here. We take pride in our reputation of assisting individuals and family members through a difficult process with compassion, respect, and confidentiality.
Sundown M Ranch saved my life.
Last month, I celebrated 31 years of sobriety.
Sundown M Ranch. Today is the first day of the rest of your life.
2024 Chevy Silverado HD with Duramax diesel. And the Chevy Silverado with powerful TurboMax engine. No matter what route you take, there's a Chevy truck to get you there. Find new roads. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 LT TurboMax pickups, or get $4,250 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your community Chevy dealers.
It's a celebration of Merlot this summer in Walla Walla, July 13th through the 15th. Join more than 50 Walla Walla wineries for Celebrate Walla Walla Valley Wine. Take part in special tastings of rare library wines, enjoy intimate winemaker dinners, and gain access to premium Merlots during the wine panel presentation and tasting. Participate in this full sensory experience from July 13th through the 15th. Tickets are on sale now at wallawallawine.com.
KFC's Wednesday Country Fried Steak Meal is a delicious value, complete with mashed potatoes with gravy, coleslaw, and a biscuit, all for the incredible price of just $5.99. Really, what's left to say? How about see you again next Wednesday? Country Fried Steak Meal, just $5.99, only at KFC.
Welcome back. For Pride Month, Washington State University Tri-Cities Mosaic Center for Student Inclusion and the Uptown Rainbow Connection partnered up again for their second gender fluid closet. The purpose is to create a judgment-free zone for individuals to explore outfits and accessories of various sizes and styles. All the clothing has been donated. It's free for anyone. Last year, this was just a 3-day event, but now organizers say they have so many donations and so much interest that this has been extended.
Even after day number 1, we've gotten more people coming to this event than we did last year. So it's just super exciting to see folks of all ages. We have kids, we have young adults, grandparents coming in to support their family and just making sure that they get what they need from this event, which is awesome.
Now, this event is open to the community until Friday from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. It's in the WSU Tri-Cities Student Union Building, room 120. Now, the Mosaic Center stands for Mobilizing Opportunities for Student Advocacy, Inclusion, and Culture. It's a home to student resources to enhance equity and inclusion and to discover more about various cultures and learn about current social issues. I love to see this. It's hard to believe it's almost through the month of June.
We're almost done and we move into July, the second half of the year 2023. It's just flying by, isn't it?
It does feel like it though. It's starting to heat up.
And summer is officially here and we're getting ready for a pretty big heat wave headed our way this weekend. I'll tell you just how hot it's going to get with your 7-day planning forecast.
All right, and still ahead, World News Tonight has continuing coverage of the legal battle over evidence and information in the case of the man charged with 4 violent murders near the University of Idaho campus. That's coming up tonight at 5:30.
Portion of KFKV sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Tonight, the turmoil unfolding in Russia. Is Vladimir Putin's control slipping away? Plus, major rulings from the Supreme Court. More Americans turn to the most watched program on television. World News Tonight with David Muir.
Hi, I'm Eddie Morphine from Morphine Law Firm. If you've been wronged and you need to make it right, give us a call. We're not afraid to fight. If you need an attorney with your best interests in mind, give us a call at Morphine Law Firm.
Introducing the new line of crispy chicken pizzas from Little Caesars. Large pizzas with white sauce and crispy chicken, topped with either a swirl of barbecue, buffalo, or garlic parm sauce, or choose no swirl at all. New crispy chicken pizzas available online for $9.99.
Pizza. Watch me. Watch me grapple, move, and pin. When I hit the mat, don't underestimate the grin. I've got state championships and medals to show, but it's about more than just winning. This you should know. Overcoming odds through therapy and care. The road was long, now opponents beware. Watch me. Game-changing sports medicine at Shriners Children's. The most amazing care anywhere.
Pasco's Grand Old 4th of July celebration begins Saturday morning, July 1st at 8 with a family bike ride. July 4th Tuesday fun begins at Memorial Park with a Kiwanis breakfast at 7, and the Grand Old 4th of July parade returns with a new extended route at 10, the Camp Patriot Show and Shine at noon with the Cardboard Regatta at 1, and the free Grand Old 4th of July fireworks show is at Pasco Sporting Complex at 10 that evening. More activities info at PascoGO4.com. That's PascoGO4.com.
At Honda, we offer complimentary maintenance for 2 years or 24,000 miles. Just enjoy the ride, knowing we cover routine items like oil changes, tire rotations, and multi-point inspections. Honda Service Pass, available to purchasers of all 2023 Honda vehicles. Get yours today.
Ooh, someone just got the new DQ Cake Batter Cookie Dough Blizzard. All that DQ soft serve cake batter flavor, confetti cookie dough pieces, and signature sprinkles? Dad, you said you'd wait until you got home before digging in.
I never said that.
Pretty sure you didn't. Cue the confetti!
That's cold.
Because the new DQ Cake Batter Cookie Dough Blizzard won't be here forever. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good. Get it in the app.
Coming up tomorrow on Good Morning Northwest, an event taking place at WSU Tri-Cities aims to provide a judgment-free zone for finding clothing and accessories. And Jason Valentine will get you ready for your Wednesday with his first alert weather forecast.
Welcome. Take a look at your screen. A hot day and many hot days ahead. We could potentially break 100 on Friday. I'm thinking so. And in Yakima, again, nice hot day. I'll call this a heat wave headed our way.
All right. We'll be looking forward to that. Everyone stay hydrated out there.
Have a good night.
All right. World News Tonight with David Muir is next. We're back tonight at 6.